just ain't nervous and I'm spinning. If you could see the thought that's in my head. Just go. I think it's time to go. Just go. I'm on my own.
Hey kitties, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Marilyn and I'm bringing you all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle. So if you know that you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. If you are a kitty that has been watching my videos, always been here liking, supporting my channel, girl, I see you. For real. Okay, so today we're getting into one of your requested videos. I not that long ago asked you guys what type of videos that you want to see, and someone requested a brush video. And that's perfect because I have some of the best brushes on Amazon that I'm going to recommend to you. In the video, we are going to do this entire look. I'm able to use and demonstrate the brushes for you so you can see why I recommend them. Okay, they're perfect for beginners, also for makeup pros, and they're also affordable. So if you want to get into that, definitely continue to watch, kitties. Bye. Hey kitties, so let's get right into the makeup look. I am going to start doing my face and explaining and showing you some of the different brushes that I use to complete a makeup look. The best brushes, in my opinion, that are on Amazon or that I've tried, that are high quality and very efficient when it comes to doing your makeup look. So I have a couple different brands I'm going to show you. The first set we're going to start with is this Jessup brush set. I'm going to be using it throughout the look. I'm going to use as many brushes as I can, but this is the first set that I'm going to recommend that is by Jessup brushes. 13 pieces, take care of your makeup from top to bottom. No need for any other brushes, so it's perfect for beginners. Then there's this is by King Miss on, is it King Miss brushes on Amazon? These are perfect complexion and face blending brushes. Listen. So I'm going to link all of these below if you're interested in any of the particular ones, but I just wanted you to know which ones we're going to be using throughout the video. So this is by King Miss. All right, and this is not a set, but it's just one brush. This is by Butte. It's the perfect brush to me for that. I love this as a concealer brush, and I also love this as a to blend out nose contour on the side here, so it fits perfectly in this area. So love it. I think this is the only individual brush that I have, okay, and that's by Butte. Okay, so this set is by Butte Art Design on Amazon, and it comes in these two sets. This is a fluffy powder brush, so any sort of powder products I would use this for. And then there's this dual-ended brush where you can blend out concealer, blend out foundation, contour, any kind of cream products with this other side. But this I only use for concealer. It fits perfectly right in this area to easily blend it out, okay? Those are the 4 brands that I would recommend. All right, so let's get into the complexion. I'm gonna start with one of the Jessup brushes. This is the foundation brush, so this is what I use for the foundation. See, very high quality, densely packed, so it's gonna really give you a nice, even blend. Love this, love this. I'm gonna drop a little bit here on the back of my hand, and I just tap the brush like that and then go right onto the face. So you can see how it's blending everything so easily, and it's blending it pretty fast. That's what I like about this brush. So the angle of this brush makes it so easy to just push the product into the skin and just completely blend it out. All right, so that skin tint is completely blended. It's a flawless blend, and I told you this brush set is it, okay? Jessup, perfect for beginners, absolutely perfect, because everything that you need is in this set. Next, what I'm going to do is highlight under my brows, and I'm going to use this from the Jessup brush set. It's a nice flat top brush, and it's like a shader brush, great for liquid or cream products. So this I wouldn't use for powder, but for creams, absolutely. So it'll perfectly fit under the brow to go ahead and highlight that. Coat the brush with it, front and back. And now I'm going to just highlight under the brow. So it fits perfectly under, and it gives you the perfect lineup because it's so thin towards the tip. And I'm just going to shade it down, bring it down. I'm just going to set a thin layer of powder over the areas that we use with the concealer, and I'm going to use this eye blending brush. I'm also going to use this to do the eyeshadow. So it's a nice little fluffy brush, perfect for crease. It's just a perfect eye brush, perfect fluffy eyeshadow brush. So I'm just gonna thin layer of this powder just to set this area, just to dust it on really. Now we have a couple different brushes that we can use to do this. What I'm gonna do is maybe blend one eye with one brush, the other eye with the other. So I'm gonna use the King Mist brush set. I'm gonna quickly blend the under eye with this brush on this side. So you see how quickly it's blending it out because of how large it is. I love this. Okay, so perfect. And you can quickly just turn it on the other side because it's smaller, and you can get a little bit closer to the under eye. And blend it. I love this for under the eye or for concealer. It's just really quick, and I really like that. That eye is blended with that brush, and now I'm going to use the smaller concealer brush that I mentioned that came in that set of 2. So I'm going to use this. This is a lot smaller, so it takes longer, but you can really get in there and take your time. Then I can just flip it on the other end and sort of blend out the edges really easily. And then I can get right here, because this is so small, I can just get right here, blend out the nose. I can use this end, just buff out the forehead really easily. Okay. Now, when it comes to setting powder, I'm more of a powder puff girl. I use one of these triangle powder puffs and sort of set the under eye, which I am going to do, but I also want to show you that there's a brush in the Jessup brush set. If you want to just lightly dust the powder on and just set the under eye, you're not trying to bake or anything like that. You just want a nice natural finish, you can do that. This can also blend out concealer. You see it perfectly fits here. So, you know, these brushes can be used for multiple reasons. So I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to get my Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm just going to coat the brush with it very lightly, okay? Very lightly. So I'm just going to set it here and press the powder in there. Make sure you look up when you do this, okay? Just to make sure you get into those lines. Okay. Okay, dust some more. Okay, and then set. All right, so that lightly dusted the powder on the face, lightly set it. Now, later on, I am going to use my puff, but I just wanted to show you how it looks when you lightly dust it with the brush, okay? All right, so next I want to do a little bit of light bronzing with a cream product. This is a cream to powder sort of product by Danessa Myricks. This is the Blurring Balm powder, and it's in the shade 10. So I'm going to use this to bronze my face, and I'm going to use the angled brush from the Jessup set. There's also a brush in the King Mist set that has this very same one. So they're pretty similar. This one's a little bit more fluffy than this one, and this one actually has a smaller end. So if you really want to do the contour, be more specific, very precise, this is a really great option. But I love this, and it's good. I mean, it's good to have two, because when this one is dirty, we got this. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Actually, I'm going to use this one for the cream, and I'll use this one for the powder later on. So I'm going to use this for the cream because this one it's a little bit smaller and it has a little bit more hair, so I think I might go for this. Okay, so I'm going to go right into the product, and quite a bit picked up, as you can see. I'm just going to go right into first this area, and I'm just stamping it on, not blending it yet, just stamping it on. Okay, let me get some here. So that blends it out so nice and soft. Oh yeah, I love good brushes. Your makeup is only as good as the tools that you use. Of course, technique is a part of it, but your tools have to be on point, and they don't have to be expensive to be considered a good product or a good tool. Okay, so just bronzing. So I added a nice little bronzing effect to my face. I'm gonna add a little bit more though, but the brush itself is so soft to the touch and it perfectly just sort of fits in this area. And that's what I love about it. It makes it easy for you. So for a beginner, they would love a brush like this. So I'm gonna go in and do a little nose contouring, and I'm gonna grab this small detail brush from the Jessup brush set to go ahead and do that. Just gonna swipe it in the product. Fits perfectly here. See? Perfect. So I'm just using this to place it here. I'm not gonna use it to blend it, but just to place the color. Here, we're gonna go a little bit under. Do a little bit of like a circle to create that sort of button nose. Connect that right into the eyebrows. And concealer back right here. So we can make the tip of the nose look a little bit more prominent. And I'm gonna also bring some of that bronzer right in this area. So it's a perfect detail brush to fit into small spaces where you need to be more precise. This is definitely the brush when it comes to precision. So I'm going to use this brush, this angled brush, to go ahead and blend that out perfectly on the sides of my nose. So all I have to do is just go like that and sort of just buff it in and diffuse the line. I love this brush, and that for concealer, look at how it fits here. I also use this for concealer, but look, it's a multi-use brush. All right, so I'm gonna do my blush. I'm gonna use one of the King Mish brushes for the blush. This blush is by Morphe. It's the Hot Shot blush. It's water-based. Love it. It looks so pretty on the skin. Very natural, extremely natural. Oh, did I squeeze too much? Probably not. A little bit there. So I'm going to use the small end of this brush to blend out my blush. Okay, so you just tap it until it's blended. Okay, flip it over. I might have put too much blush, girl. You wipe some of this off. Maybe not. So look how nicely it dispersed and blended out the color. Like I just love it. Just love it. So now I'm gonna bake. I'm gonna use my triangle powder puff, which everyone should have. This particular tool should be in your collection for sure. So I'm gonna, of course, link every single thing that I use. I'm gonna link it below, but these are very inexpensive. And I love to set under my eye with this. So I'm gonna go ahead. I can go ahead and just kind of bake it. Since we already lightly set it with the brush, I can just let this powder just hang out here while I complete the rest of my face. So let's start adding our powder products. I'm gonna go ahead and use a powder bronzer. This is by MAC. This is the Richer Brown, what is it called? The Matte Richer Rosy Skin Finish bronzer. Okay, so I'm gonna use this angle brush, just the large side. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to tap that right here in the area that we placed the bronzer. Okay, a little bit on the forehead. And I'm not really like buffing it in, I'm just sort of tapping it and blending it in. I'm gonna put on a powder blush. This is by Juvia's Place. It's very old, so you guys won't find this anywhere. It says it's Bella. They no longer have this, so I'm gonna use that dual-ended King Mish set brush and just tap it in here. This is the perfect brush, honestly, for blush. Okay, so it isn't too dense, so you're not going to pick up too much product, and it just perfectly sets your blush. Perfect, and it feels really good because it's so soft. Okay, so we're just going to tap it one time, and just tapping it over the areas that we put the cream or the liquid blush. Okay, I might do a little bit here on the nose. I've been loving this blush placement. Normally I go only like high up in this area. Now I've been bringing it around and like tapping a little bit over my nose. It just gives a nice youthful look. Totally love that. Okay, I love this brush. The Jessup and the King Mist are like my top. So I'm gonna list them in the order that I love them. I love all of them, but I'm gonna list them. I'm gonna rank them. So the Jessup, top pick, perfect for everyone. The King Mist goes right underneath that because it's specifically only a face set, but it's still a heavy hitter. And so we're gonna do a simple eye look just so we can use the eye brushes. I'm going to go into my crease with the bronzer to first warm it up before putting anything on the lid. So we're gonna go right in here, and look how easily it's just as smooth as can be when it comes to this brush. The application is so good. It's gonna go right in here, and it fits perfectly in the crease of the eye, and it's very soft and it's fluffy, so it makes the blend so nice and literally not much effort. Okay, I'm gonna bring some of that down here on the nose. All right, so that's in the crease. We're gonna get a lid color now. It's at Target. It's by Beauty Bakery. I don't know if this is still available, but this is the set here. It's called the Rainbow Marshmallow, or Rainbow Marshmallows. I'm gonna grab this cool tone shadow here. It's like a light grayish purple. So I'm gonna grab that. And this is the eyeshadow shader brush. Love it. It's the only one I use mainly when it comes to eyeshadows. I don't do a lot of eyeshadows, but when I do, I'm using this. Such a nice brush that blends it out so easily, and that's what I love about it. So let's go in with that color. I'm gonna just tap it and then just pack it on. So you see how much color it packs onto the lid? So it blends out the eyeshadow so easily. Hopefully you guys can really see. And it also does a good job packing on the color. Okay. Into the brown shade in that palette, and just sort of blend the edges out. Okay, just blend the edges out. Just back and forth, and it just does the work for you. All right, so I want to do a little highlight in between here, in the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm going to grab this small detail brush from the Jessup palette. Okay, and I'm going to tap it here, and it perfectly fits right in this area. So this brush set has everything. Even if you need a small brush for detail, it has you. All right, so we placed that highlight on the inner corner perfectly with this brush. Okay, so now I'm going to use that angle brush from the Jessup set, and I'm going to use it to do a little bit of a liner. Okay, and I'm grabbing my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette, and I'm just going to go into the dark brown, mix the dark brown and the black shade just to do a nice soft line. Nothing crazy, girl. I do this because I just want the lash line to look fuller. Get a little bit in here. Okay, so I went ahead and popped on my lashes off camera, and it really really brought the look together, girl. But now I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite brush from the Jessup set. This is the powder brush. It's so big and fluffy, and I haven't lost any of the hairs. Very high quality. So the powder I'm going to use is the Rare Beauty Press powder. Girl, the best, literally the best. I have a full dedicated video on this powder. So I'm just going to adjust it on the areas that I didn't really put any powder, which is mainly towards the bottom of my face. But this powder is like, oh, so good. You know, I'm gonna tap it all over because it doesn't have a lot of color. It has just enough tint, but it sets and smooths the face so nice. So I'm just dust it everywhere. I just love using this brush too. Okay. So this blends everything together. And my face is pretty much done. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my lip combo. This has nothing to do with the brushes, but we still need a good combo, okay? So I'm gonna use my Sephora liquid lipstick in Riot Girl, I think it's called. Yeah, I think it's called Riot Girl. But I don't think they have this anymore. I'm gonna use that to line my lips. And use the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss in the shade Girl or Pink Me Girl or something like that. Okay, gonna put that on. This is a thick gloss. I already had like gloss on, but this is a thick, it's not sticky, but it is pretty tacky, but I do like the shade. All right, so guys, so this is the completed look. The look came out so pretty and flawless, very blended, very smooth, and that's all thanks to those brushes. The Jessup brush is my #1 pick because it has so many different brushes, so it has a wide range where you can complete your entire look with it. So if you're looking to just grab an efficient brush set that can take care of every single look, that is a really great brush to go with, or a brush set to go with. The King Mist brushes, where it has the face blending brushes, that's a little extra on top. You know, if you're like a makeup girl and you just need other options, you like trying other brushes, that brush set I absolutely love. And the concealer brush, every single brush that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I would highly recommend. I just think the Jessup brush set is gonna give you, all the looks you need. You know, you can do everything with that set. But hopefully you learned something. Everything is linked below. Let me know if you like the makeup look, and thank you so much for watching, kitties. Bye.
I think it's time to